Hi, my name is Audrey Thomas. I'm from Agile Focus and ChickChat Coaching. Welcome. It's my pleasure to be here with you today, just to share with you the first of a series of short but very content-rich videos that I've put together for you, which will help you bring out the fabulous in your lives. So for anyone who knows ChickChat Coaching, please forgive me. I'm going to share a little bit about what we do. ChickChat is all about working with women, whether through individual coaching or group coaching and seminars, to help them bring out their fabulous. So we specialise in working with women one-on-one and in groups to actually focus in on where they are now in their lives, where they'd like to be, and then how you can pull that together, the steps that you need to take to get you where you want to go. So today it's my pleasure to introduce the first of the videos which you'll be seeing over the coming days, and this one really is about where you are now, and the video is focused on a great coaching tool called the Wheel of Life. So please grab a pen and paper and sit back and enjoy this video. Okay, let's get started. What we're going to have a look at right now is the Wheel of Life. Now, this is a fantastic tool that I use with all of my coaching clients, whether it's in one-on-one coaching or in group coaching in some form or another. Now, the beauty of using the Wheel of Life tool is that you're able to get a really clear snapshot right now of where your life is at. So the whole point of this first exercise is really to get an idea of where your life is in all the different aspects and how satisfied you are with the life that you're leading right now. Now, this could be something that you go into and you say, yeah, easy, and you work your way around and you give yourself really great scores. But I know that for a lot of people that I work with, even if some areas are quite high, they may find that there's some areas which are surprisingly low that they perhaps hadn't actually acknowledged before. So just a little heads up that may be the case for you, or it may not. So what we're going to do is to look at a tool that one I did earlier, I've drawn up here for you, but you actually should have a copy of the Wheel of Life which I sent through to you. If you haven't had a chance to print that out, or you prefer to hand draw one yourself, by all means just follow along. And what I'm going to do now is just take you through the Wheel of Life and just show you each of the sections. I'm also going to take you through this section by section so you can see how you might adapt it slightly. This is your Wheel of Life, so if there's a word that doesn't connect with you on here, by all means change it and make it into something that sits with you really comfortably. So let's get started. The first area that we're going to have a look at in the Wheel of Life is the area of career. Now, this actually could be in relation to paid work that you're currently in, or it could be in relation to your own business if that's your situation. If perhaps you're retired, then career actually could be a really high score for you if you're very happily retired, or perhaps it's a lower score if you're not happy with being out of the workforce at this point. So that's something just to keep in mind when you do your scoring in a second. So career, it also can be thought of as purpose. So you might want to, if career doesn't sit with you, then you might want to put purpose in there. Then we move on to the next section, which is finances. Now think of this in terms of your level of satisfaction in your savings and investments, but also with your level of debt. So it isn't necessarily how much money you've got in the bank, but overall how satisfied you are with your current financial situation. Then we move on to health. Now this, you could also class this as self-care. So how well you're looking after yourself and how satisfied you are with your level of health and fitness at this point in time in your life. Now, it may be, for example, and we'll get to the scoring in a second, that you say, actually I'm a 6, and that's okay at the moment in my life. I'm happy with a 6 right now. Or it may be that you want to aim for a 9 or a 10, and that's exactly where you want to be, and that's fantastic. Maybe you already have a 9 or a 10 in that area, even better, so well done you. Okay, then we move down into this area, which is family and friends. Now this is one of the areas that you might want to split into 2 scores, because some people, for example, may have quite a high score for their family, but not so much for friends, and vice versa. So this is looking at the level of satisfaction you have with regards to the support perhaps that you're getting from family and friends, and the interaction and the level of interaction that you're having. Are you satisfied with that? Okay, we move on to a piece of the wheel, a spoke of the wheel, if you like, called romance. Now, you might choose to change this to significant other or partner, or you might want to change it to relationship with self. So if you're somebody who isn't currently in a relationship, and that's actually great with you, you're very happy with that, then you might score yourself really highly. You may give yourself a 9 or a 10 for romance, but actually it's about your relationship with yourself, and that you're really happy where you are right now, and that's terrific. We then move on to personal growth. Now, this is the area of personal development, perhaps. Another way of that you might want to classify this is spirituality. So your level of satisfaction with the spirituality in your life and the growth that you're currently experiencing. Then we move up here to fun and recreation. Now, this is kind of your relaxation, your free time. How much satisfaction do you currently experience in relation to the time that you have available to you, and what your how much time and quality of time perhaps you're able to put into experiencing the things in life that you really love doing. And then finally we go on to physical environment. So this could be perhaps where you're living, it could be your home environment, it could be the suburb or the city or even the country that you're currently living in, and your level of satisfaction around that. If, for example, you are in your own business, it may be, or even working for an employer, it may be your physical work location. So how satisfied are you with where you are doing your day-to-day job? Does that suit you? Is it really where you want to be right now? So when you've looked at each of those areas, what I encourage you to do, excuse me for a sec, I'll just grab a copy of the worksheet which you've actually been sent out. When you have a look at your wheel of life, what I'd like you to do is just to look at the rating scale in each of those spokes. So on your wheel that you have, you're going to need to put a score, actually there's about 10 of those, against each of those areas. Now the inside of the wheel, that represents 0. So that is really not satisfied at all with that part of your life. The outer side of the wheel represents 10. So that would say that pretty much things are perfect. You're really pleased with where that is in your life. So what I encourage you to do right now is just to go through each of those sections and mark where you are with each part of your life. Okay, how did you go? By now what you should have done is actually found a spot on each one of these areas where you think you are in terms of your level of satisfaction. Now when you've done that, what I'd encourage you to do is to take your pen and actually join up the dots. Remember doing this at school? Okay, now how does your wheel look? What have you got? Have you got a really contracted, quite small area in the middle here? Or have you got a really broad wheel that comes out towards the outside? Or have you got a bit of mix of both? Now this one, which I just did very quickly obviously, has got some spikes which are quite high and some areas which are considerably lower. So what you might want to do is just have a look at those and answer the questions which I've put into your work pack. When you're looking at each of these areas of your life, it's a really great question to ask yourself. If this wheel was on the front of your bike, how bumpy would the ride be? Now I'm not saying that you're going to want to score 10 in every one of these areas. But for example, if you have a very low score in the area of health, for example, what you might want to do is to focus your goals and your real attention in the next few months on working that up to a higher score. And it may be that your highest score that you want to achieve is, say, 8. It doesn't necessarily need to be 10, but improving in that area would be fantastic. So take a look at your wheel, see how bumpy the ride is, and also look at how you can stretch that. What are the big things that you can work on right now to take you to a better level of satisfaction in each of those areas of your life? So there you go. There's your wheel of life. I hope you enjoyed that exercise, and I hope it's inspires you to start looking at what it is that you can really achieve. Because when you know where you are, it makes the path going forward so much easier. So the next time we're going to be focusing on looking at building your ideal day, how it can look for you and what exciting things you can build into that day. I know my clients, when I work with them on this, they love it because they can get a really clear vision of what it is that they'd love to be doing in their life. And they kind of get that, oh, well, there's no reason why I can't be doing that now kind of thing going on. So, which is very exciting for me to see as well. So I really encourage you to play with this tool, see where you are right now, get a very honest snapshot of your life, and I look forward to sharing the next video with you very shortly. Bye bye for now.